Hi there, and welcome to the DOH Show, Canada's Drag Race Review, Season 1, Episode 1. I'm Ferris Fair.
And I'm Bambi Dextrous, and we had a full episode, so we are going to dive right in because there's a lot to cover.
What better place to start than the walk-ins? Let's talk about our first impressions from this season's queens. One of the big questions going into the first episode was who was going to be the first queen to walk through the door. And it turned out to be a big question mark. After Priyanka revealed themselves, we actually got to see their amazing look, and it was great to actually meet them for the first time.
Yeah, and there's no question who it was, because Priyanka had her name all over her body.
That's right, no excuse to spell that one wrong. Coming through the door next from BC was Ilona Verley in an amazing look, apparently with ostrich feathers and another monochromatic look, just absolutely fabulous.
Strutting into the workroom from Montreal was 21-year-old Kiara.
Yeah, I don't know whether the weather was a little foggy in Montreal or what, but she came in kind of wearing a...
What looked like a jacket?
Yeah, a matronly raincoat. I wasn't really sure. In my mind, I would have thought for your first outfit that you want Canada to see, you would have presented it a little more, but what do I know?
Yes.
I'm the worst drag queen in Edmonton.
It's true, we may not know much about fashion, but speaking of presenting themselves well, up next was...
Juicebox. And I absolutely loved Juicebox look. The feathers,
the wings.
The wings and the rhinestones that even got stuck, which actually presented a cute little human moment. But yeah, I really enjoyed Juicebox, and I thought that they really presented themselves well. Commanding the room the second she walked in was Anastagia Antiquate. The look from head to toe was absolutely flawless, and the room was absolutely gagging that Toronto's top queen was in the room.
Absolutely. She is totally a pageant queen, and you can tell that from her energy and presence when she walked into the workroom.
Someone else that knows how to make an entrance is Lemon. This little drop from New York had this amazing coat that trailed for about a mile behind her as she came into the room, and it was definitely an impactful look.
Scarlett Bobo. What can I say about Scarlett? When she walked in, you could tell she had the punk rock attitude with her jacket and her outfit and just the confidence that she wore. What did you think?
I really enjoy Scarlett's energy, and that was definitely apparent the second that they walked into the room. But the thing that I was just saying about somebody else, is that some of the other looks that I've seen Bobo do, they to me were very impactful, whereas this was almost like a day look at the mall that I feel like Scarlett would maybe wear. Again, it was a cool look, and it was very neat, and it was all well put together, and it was well done. But I'm surprised that was the choice for this particular queen to walk through the workroom. But again, what do I know about their choices? That's my 2 cents, which I've said before, rounds down to nothing.
Up next, we had Kine enter the workroom, and she had this garment that she made herself that was black and white, the zigzag pattern down the middle. Yeah, what did you think about Kine?
It was definitely a cool look. I kind of like the play between the two sides. I wasn't 100% sure with the editing, the way they were showing us the backside, as to whether they were just trying to show off Kine's butt, or whether they were trying to show off that maybe the outfit didn't quite go together, or I'm not 100% sure. There was some interesting editing on their entrance that all of a sudden there was this big zoom in on Kine's bum.
Up next, we had one of my favorites from the season, Boa, showing up in a cow outfit, if you will, and with a little UFO on her head too.
Yes, I personally have a bit of a cow fetish, so I was quite enjoying the outfit. It was definitely something that if I had that kind of creative of a mind, would have put together. I really definitely enjoyed her.
And certainly made her stand out as a can-be queen.
Oh, absolutely. And again, one of my favorite parts of her entrance was everyone else's reaction from Toronto that saw her walk into the room. That was part of my favorite of that as well. One of the other entrances there was Rita Baga, who again came from Montreal and was absolutely stunning in her. To me it was like this space vixen, glitterific.
Again, I got very alien vibes, like futuristic, space commander from an alien world.
Absolutely. My absolute favorite look was Jimbo. The second he walked in, it was just full character. It was full amazing look. It was just... I fell in love with Jimbo. I mean, I already kind of liked what I had seen, but that sold me. Jimbo.
For me, as somebody who wasn't initially a fan of Jimbo, seeing that initial look did help turn my perspective on Jimbo for sure, as well as some other things that come up later in the episode.
Absolutely. Someone else that I was really looking forward to was definitely not one to disappoint. Tainomi Banks walked in this kind of glittery disco ball dancing diva catsuit thing, which was just gorgeous. She said she was serving face and serving body and she was gonna win this race, and I agree. I definitely think she's one to beat. But yes, loved it. Now let's go to our Northern Saskatchewan correspondent, Chelazon Leroux.
Hi everybody, this is Chelazon Leroux reporting to you from Saskatchewan. In the middle of a power outage, so we had to make do with our resources. However, I just want to go over a few thoughts about this first episode, which was really amazing. Dare I say it's almost better than American production. I don't know, something about it I think is more interactive and it feels like you're actually there with the queens. And I think, I don't know whether it's because it's closer to home or whatever, but I definitely feel more involved in this season. Another thing I wanted to talk about was Alona Verley's early introduction to just showing that she's proud of being an Indigenous entertainer and drag queen. And I think something we have to realize is that this is the first time we've had mainstream representation of a proud queer Indigenous person. As, you know, Native people, we don't normally get the recognition and or sight, I guess, and this means so much to all the young Indigenous queer individuals because we've never had a star to represent us. We never could really see ourselves in the people we want to admire, so it was really important for her to show that she was really proud of who she is and where she comes from. So I'm really thankful that she was able to be proud and honestly just right there with representation. So that's my thoughts for this weekend.
Thank you so much, Chelazon. We're going from Northern Saskatchewan to the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, we are.
For a mini challenge.
That was actually really neat. It kind of reminded me of The Price is Right with the Matterhorn or whatever the heck that thing was called.
We know what you're talking about. Kine, I really enjoyed her shot. Lemon, I loved her shot with the duvet flying behind her, /jacket/duvet. What? And then I really enjoyed Jimbo in this challenge.
Jimbo screaming at the top of his lungs. It was just, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. And the judges couldn't stop laughing. I'm actually surprised that Jimbo didn't win that contest. But
yeah.
Anyway, what do I know? But yeah, no, Jimbo was definitely my favorite as well. I also really enjoyed Boa, and I thought Scarlett really gave a good, strong, amazing picture throughout all that as well. So
yes.
Yeah, congratulations to the whole group of them. I thought it was a really fun series. The winner of the mini challenge was Kine, and they were the one that was able to select who got the Roots boxes that all the queens had to come up with their maxi challenge looks from.
Yeah, so the maxi challenge was to create a garment out of these themed boxes.
Some of the themes were things like Man of Green Gables, Stampede,
Fishy.
Each of the boxes honestly contained all kinds of crazy things that they were going to have to come up with something to create their outfit. And if you haven't learned how to sew at this point and you're trying to go on the show, well then yeah, you're probably about to be at a disadvantage.
There were some queens that, despite having the same amount of time allotted to make their costume, came up with a meh product, an underwhelming product, I feel, on the main runway.
It definitely did show some differences between some skill levels when you basically are handed that kind.
Exactly, and I couldn't imagine myself in this challenge. I probably would not do very well at all.
It really was an interesting contest put on by Roots Canada with all of their little outfit boxes. And some of them really did some amazing things with their boxes, while others
struggled.
Going now to Wetaskiwin, Alberta, we have Jennie Talia with her take on this week's show.
So Favorite parts about the first episode. I really loved the entrance looks. Everyone looked stunning. Everyone looked amazing. I especially really liked Kyne's. I really liked Priyanka's. I loved Jimbo's. Jimbo's was like iconic. I loved it so much. And then obviously Rita Baga's holographic moment. I love holographic, so like, yes, queen. We stand. And obviously the lip sync. The lip sync was so good. I was gagging. So I think it's going to be an amazing season just from the first episode. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jen and Talia. And now we'll be going to the runway with the main challenge and the special guest host, Alicia Cuthbert, Canadian actor from Alberta.
And I thought she did a really good job of hosting. If she doesn't have a gig hosting some show, she really should be getting one.
She really probably should.
I really thought she did a fabulous job. First queen to hit the runway was Anastagia Antiquate. It was an interesting look. It was definitely mind-blowing that they were able to make that out of the materials that they were given, so I have to give them full kudos. They made some weird rubber bubble parka thing, but did I think, wow, that's a great look? No? But I mean, full kudos for like making that, because like that takes talent. But I'm just saying, I personally wasn't crazy about the look. But whatever. Yeah. What do I know?
Next on the runway was Kiara, and she had a prairie outfit box that she had to construct, and she did a scarecrow type look.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fairly basic scarecrow, but on the other hand, I thought it looked amazing. It was artsy, it was couture, it was cool. Like
Bambi loves the flowers, so I definitely appreciate the touch of sunflowers all over her body.
Yeah, no, to me it was kind of a less is more. Like it was a neat outfit, and to me she really stood out.
Less is more. The next little tart to hit the stage was Lemon. Now she had a little fun, sporty look, but the judges weren't too keen on it. Maybe it was a little too messy, a little too all over the place.
There wasn't much to it. To me, it was just kind of like a bunch of gear that was stuck on. It was confusing.
But to me, that's drag, though. Like, you stick things on your body and you call it drag.
And I get that. And again, the same thing that I just finished talking about Kiara that I liked about their outfit, I didn't like about this outfit. Even though Kiara was very boyish in their outfit, it didn't detract from the entire outfit. To me, Lemon's did. To me, it just, I don't know. It was messy.
I liked Lemon, but I'm clearly in the minority here, and I don't know. I liked it, though.
I did think it was funny. A friend of the channel actually messaged me after the episode, just kind of said, "Isn't it funny that Jan's sports roommate knows nothing about sports?" Crawling out of the grave and onto the stage next was Ilona Verley. It was an interesting look. I'm not 100% sold on it. It was interesting in kind of a gender fuckery kind of way. But yeah, I wasn't super keen on a lot of it. The makeup was cool and the wig was nice.
Yes, it was very basic. It was very,
It was safe.
Yes, it was safe, and she wasn't in the top or bottom in this week. She just kind of was in the middle.
Yeah. She deserved to be safe. Discoing onto the stage next was Kyne in her gold outfit. It was pretty basic. It was a catsuity
Yukon Gold Digger gave us some disco vibes and gave us a nice silhouette. The main problem with it, of course, being the actual bells on the bell bottom of the pant.
It was very arts and crafty, and it was falling apart.
Yeah, which is never a good thing when you're trying to make a first impression in front of the judges.
My thoughts on Kyne were basically, they looked pretty, but they moved awkward. So together it just kind of became pretty awkward. Out next was the circus freak / clown cowgirl, Scarlett Bobo.
Yes, her look for me was quite average. It wasn't in the top, it wasn't in the bottom, it was just safe. And I feel like that was kind of her role this episode.
Well, my thing with her is like, it's a good thing her box came with chaps and a cow hat, because if it didn't have the cowboy hat and it didn't have the chaps, what was with the outfit? There really wasn't anything there. Yeah. Now, that, again, I don't sew. I don't know what I would have been able to put together with it, so anyway, it is what it is, but I just, it really wasn't much of an outfit in my opinion. Take away the cowboy hat and take away the chaps, and what did she have? I really want to see more from her, because that's twice now that I've kind of expected more from Scarlett in this episode and kind of felt let down.
And that's what I think too. Like, that's what I definitely got from Scarlett in this episode.
Whether that's my own fault for putting those expectations on myself for her, that's a different conversation. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on Scarlett.
Speaking of someone who can take what they're given in their box and create a full-fledged, fully realized look, was Jimbo with the Rain Blow It Out box.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. This box contained about 300 zippers of all different rainbow colors and shades, and Jimbo created a dress out of zippers.
Yeah, it was stunning. It was like a giant hoop skirt. It was probably my favorite look of the night. I was a bit of a Jimbo fan before this started. I am so a Jimbo fan now. It was definitely one of my favorites for the night.
And as for me, it was yet another moment that made me more of a Jimbo fan as the episode progressed.
Yeah.
You get somebody who's that creative and can clearly work their mind around creating a new outfit, a new costume, so that only lets us know what Jimbo's going to make future in this season.
Tynomi Banks was out next in a denim wrap, and it was a nice enough look. It was fine. Again, to me, pretty basic. But yeah, it was safe. It was worthy of safe. But if she wants to actually win some competitions, she's going to have to step it up.
Well, because she is such a front runner in this competition, I think a lot of people expect her to do well. That this was a shock that in the first runway challenge, she was safe.
Yeah. No, I expected more from her. And again, that's maybe on me. Maybe that's on me for expecting more.
Next on the runway was Boa, serving Man of Green Gables with her potato titties and potato headpiece.
To me it was kind of messy. But as one of the judges said, it shouldn't have worked, but it did. Yes. Altogether, it somehow just kind of worked, and they were naming Poison Ivy and everything else.
And Boa has such personality and such character that she was able to bring that costume to life. And Boa is proving that she is a dark horse in this competition, and that she can still run with the top of the queens. She can compete with these other queens that some of them counter out.
Well, yeah, I mean, earlier in the episode, they literally said that they thought that she was messy and they were surprised to see her. So, it was definitely kind of interesting to have her at the top and some of those that were speaking at the bottom.
We love an underdog.
The last sip to step on the stage was Juicebox, and it was definitely an interesting look. It was pretty basic. It was cutesy, but it was pretty basic.
I can see where she was going with it. Yeah. I can see what her thought process was behind it, but the execution, the execution. Yeah. I feel like it was mismanaged time. These other queens came up with fabulous costumes in the same amount of time, and Juicebox glued mirrors onto a dress.
Yeah, we've seen in previous seasons of RuPaul, we've seen them use like actual full CDs and make full amazing outfits and everything else from them. So it was kind of maybe got an idea of what it was going to be, and then some time mismanagement. I'm not sure, but all I know is that the end product, she seemed happy with it. It seemed to be what she was wanting.
Yeah.
But it when you lined it up literally with the rest of them, it paled in comparison. Another outfit that was fairly basic but somehow managed to work was Priyanka's Goin' Fishy look.
Yes.
It was just kind of all kinds of standard fishing item stuff stuck on her somewhere, but with the bathing suit and everything else, it all pulled together and looked quite cool. The one thing I will notice, and this is as a awkward walker, I find Priyanka a bit of a awkward walker in her heels. But again, maybe that's just the fact that she's only been doing it a couple years. I don't know.
I haven't noticed that, but I will keep an eye out in future episodes.
I was calling it walkwardly.
Oh. And finally, last but not least, it was Rita Baga with Quebec Froid. A chilly little Arctic look that was really fun and had some cute details in her eyelashes and clothing.
I actually really enjoyed the cape with the mittens and everything. I thought that was really cute. Once she removed that, I just kind of saw a standard sparkly blue dress. It was very underwhelming as far as I was concerned once the actual cape came off. But the cape was really cool. And the full look into the hair and everything, she definitely went all out with the entire theme. I will give her full credit.
I'm curious as what our viewers say, because I thought this look was also very underwhelming, so maybe you saw something different that we didn't see. But yeah, that blue dress that she had underneath the cape, underwhelming, wasn't all that crazy about it.
If she'd kept the cape on, I honestly might have agreed that she should have won. But as soon as that cape came off and I just saw that little blue sparkle dress, I was just kind of like...
Yeah. Before we go to the results of the runway, let's go to Halifax, Nova Scotia for correspondent Aurora Borealass for her hot take.
Hi, I'm Aurora Borealass, and I want to talk about the first episode of Canada's Drag Race. A lot of stuff to unpack. Now, I'm very surprised that they are getting $100,000. That's a pretty decent prize. In the spirit of Canadian game shows, I'm surprised that they didn't get a year's supply of KD or, like the supermarket one where they run around. The other thing about those boxes, right? So they had the Anna Green Gables and they had a prairie one. Cool, but the other ones that I thought that they should have had was Jordan Peterson and the Lobsters, and my personal favorite, the scraps from Don Cherry's career/suits. That would have been a very interesting one to put together. I have to say though, Anastasia absolutely robbed. She made a parka out of that fabric. Like, it was fantastic. Rita Baga though, loved her outfit. Very Quebecois, very beautiful. And also, bitch on arrival, she put a potato on her head. That's what I would have done. I would have been like, yeah, putting a potato on my goddamn head. Yeah, I love this episode. And the other thing I want to say about Kyne is, I know a lot of people are going to give her hate, but I think she's pretty interesting, and I want to see where we go from here. It's episode 1, right? Anything could happen.
Thanks, Aurora, and you bring up some great points.
Back to the results of the main challenge. 3 contestants were in the top this week. There was Boa with her Man of Green Gables, Jimbo with her Rain Blow It Up, and the winner of this week's challenge was Rita Baga with Quebec Froid.
Do you agree with this week's top 3? If not, comment below. My personal opinion, I think Jimbo should have won. But
yes.
What do I know? This week's bottom 3 were Kyne, Juicebox, and Lemon. Kyne, with a little bit of a reprimand, got sent to the safe zone, and then we were left with a Lemon Juicebox for the lip sync for your life.
They were lip syncing to Carly Rae Jepsen's I Really Like You. They both delivered a sickening performance, and really it could have gone either way in my opinion.
And actually, when we were watching it that night, I was saying that I preferred Juicebox and...
I preferred Lemon.
So
again, it could have gone either way, but ultimately I think Juicebox with her outfit, it was an elimination worthy outfit, and I feel like the right decision was made. Yeah, no, Lemon, when you look at the entire episode, I felt Lemon was stronger than Juicebox. Yes.
Just wanted to say that we would be remiss without mentioning the fact that we made a big point last week talking about the French speakers and whether they were going to have any problems. And I just want to say that so far I haven't really seen a whole lot of issues. So kudos to the Canadian cast and crew for doing a, so far, straight up bilingual show. Good job.
Yes. I'd also like to say a couple of queens really grew on me this episode. One of them, again, is Ilona Burley. She really showed me her character, showed me who she really was. And as well as Jimbo. Jimbo showed me who they were throughout this episode. I got to learn more about Jimbo, and I'm really, really falling in love with Jimbo. I may have a fan favorite.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to see more of Jimbo. Who are you super excited about seeing coming up into the next episode? Please comment below. Like, share, subscribe, do all those things.
Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Doe Reviews, Canada's Drag Race.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.